Welcome to EIPIP Meeting 107. This is issue number 346 on ETHCAT Herders EIPIP GitHub repository. On agenda, we have some open issues and pull requests to be discussed. We'll take a look at some miscellaneous issues as well as PRs, and we'll collect editors' feedback, thoughts, whether we should keep it or close it. We'll take a look at call for inputs added here, and then discussions from earlier meetings. I see there is a request for discussion that happened in the last meeting. We can hear about that, and we'll get some updates on working group discussion that happened in the middle of the week. So starting from the very first item, we do have a list of pull requests. The first one is 1363. It seems that it has been already approved earlier, but the author has added some new changes. I wonder what the editors think. Is it good to be merged, or do we want to get some more clarification from the author?
This is editing a final proposal, and I think it's editing it too much. IMO.
Anyone else has any thoughts on that? Yeah, I remember 1363 had a bunch of PRs for editing a final proposal. Okay, let's try to get something on this one. Just considering this open PR number 403, do we want to merge it, or do you want to give a pushback? I don't know how significant change they are trying to push here.
It's not too bad, but it is just changes in general. So
Matt, Gajendra, is there any objection on merging on this one, or do we want to not merge this and just close?
I don't think we should merge it.
I don't think we should merge it, because seems like overreaching changes in the text.
all right, I'll close the PR.
All right. Moving on to the next item, which is PR on ERC 342. It's updating ERC 2098. It seems like we have already received one input from Rickmo, and it seems okay for him. Not sure he ever got a chance to get into it again. Do we still want to wait for any more updates? We can perhaps give him another ping, or anyone else from the ecosystem another ping to take a look. If not, are we in a position to merge it?
I mean, I think we need to verify that it's correct, or someone needs to.
So we want to wait a little bit more on that.
Well, I don't think it's a waiting thing. It's like somebody needs to tell us if this is correct or not.
Is it a final one?
I mean, he does have an example here that I'm trying to understand.
It seems Richard is one of the authors, and he says that at first look, it looks like they are correct.
I mean, I guess we could plug this into like a signature checker and see.
I mean, he does have this solidity example, so if I could run this quickly, we could know.
All right, well, we'll leave that to you to verify and get back to us.
Sounds good. Matt, whatever comment you have for that, please add it on this PR and we'll take it from there. Moving on, for some open issues and PRs, there is an update to 1175. It seems like it's not only for 1175, they have pinged a bunch of EIPs and ERCs. So what do we want to do about it is, I don't know if it is a potential spam. I could not even go through the entire.
No, it's
yeah.
correct. It's just it's not spam. It's just because of our weird build system, they have to be EIP. I'll make a comment and close it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. The next one is update EIP 4788, PR number 8590. It seems that it has been approved by one and not many. And we were waiting on Matt's comment here. Matt, is there any way to change your mind, or you are still on it and we need to close this because it seems we did not get any consensus on this one?
I mean, I think there's other final EAPs that have TBD in their fork. So I don't really see why we should update it this here.
I'm not sure that was a field earlier. That is a new practice, I guess, that started from past a year or so.
I feel like that's been since 2016.
Yeah, like the earliest EIPs include a fork block, and then later EIPs don't for exactly this reason. I don't care if you want to, like, if you don't want us to merge this, I'm okay just closing it.
I mean, I guess I don't really care either.
Okay, I think in that case, we should add that because that is the right thing to do here. And it's because it's a core proposal, it will give, it will add value.
It'll
if
look
nothing
better
much.
if we merge
Yeah.
it. Yeah, if you're okay with it, I'll merge it then, Matt.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Very well. The next one here is EIP 3712, multiple fungible token. It seems like this is a wrong repository for this PR. We already have mentioned it to the author, but author hasn't taken any step to move it to the ERC. How do we want to move about it? Should we move, like, just move as merged, or just close the PR?
So we want to move it because it's interface, or
It's ERC on 30 EIP GitHub repository.
no, I'm looking at it, but so it is not an ERC; it's an interface proposal. So we're saying it shouldn't be an interface proposal.
No, my bad. So I think I looked on the earlier version where it was mentioned as category ERC. Now I see an update on category interface. So this can be here because now it is a core proposal.
I just think it's still an interface, and they saw that there was an error, and we're like, wow, we need to fix that. But they didn't read the text that says the ERCs go to a different repo.
Yeah, this is definitely talking, like, it has Solidity code in it. So yeah, this is definitely, yeah, I'll close this and redirect them.
Yeah, but we might want to consider that because so far we are still having interface category proposal on core, like EIP GitHub repository. So it will depend if they want to pursue this as an interface one, then it has to be
It is
here.
not an interface though.
Then perfect.
Yeah, this is definite, like, it's a Solidity contract. This is a clear cut, like, this is an ERC.
Okay. And the number suggests that this is pretty old one. And yeah, by now it should have received at least category classification. Very well, we can then perhaps close this one.
Yeah, I'll take care of that.
Perfect. There are a couple of more. The first one here is an update to a stagnant proposal, 1078. So stagnant definitely can be brought back to life if someone wants to and sees value in that proposal. I am not very sure, though, with this pull request, they are trying to do that or just fix typo and make a commit in the EIP repository. So maybe editor can take a look. The number is 540, and this is to fix two proposals, 1078 and 1129. Though we discussed earlier that we should not welcome any PR to stagnant proposal because,
That
oh,
it
sorry,
isn't
it was for
stagnant.
withdrawn. Yeah, it was for withdrawn, I guess.
Mm.
We should not welcome any changes to withdrawn proposal. We can definitely welcome for stagnant.
Okay.
Okay, any thoughts on like merging both of these?
I'm just looking through it.
Okay.
Announcements. Yeah, I'm okay with this. It's fixing spelling mistakes.
Mhm. Okay, maybe you can perhaps
Yeah,
take a
I'm
look.
just gonna
Yeah.
first force merge this. Like it's not contentious.
Mhm.
But all right, cool.
All right. The next one here, it seems like spam, PR number 8734.
Correct. Yeah, I'll close it.
Okay. And the last one here is PR 8724. It seems like it is not merging and it may require force merge. People try to open and close, but it's merged now. Sorry, my bad. I don't know why it was showing to me still open, or was it force merged right now? Okay, perfect. Very well, that covers all the open issues and PRs. We have few call for inputs. The first one here is 343, which is to fix ERC 3448. Okay with change, okay with change. I don't know, Matt, if you have any thoughts you would like to add. The last date is still July 28, but it seems like two editors are already in favor of it. So your vote will definitely make a difference here. We'll get 3 or more if you're in favor. If not, then we'll wait till the end of the deadline. The next one is issue 345 on EIPIP GitHub repository. This is to mark EIP 7212 as moved because this proposal has moved into RIP repository and now we have RIP 7212. Because we follow the same number system for all three repositories, it generally makes sense to me that we have only one number in one repository, and it could be moved the way we have moved the ERC proposals out of the EIP GitHub repository. However, this is open for call for input. It seems like Sam is already in favor, and the author of the proposal is also in favor. I have added a note from the last all core dev execution meeting where one of the RIP editors also shared the same interest of having a new proposal instead of continuing with the same name. But I think input from other editors may add value and we will be able to make decision on this pull request. Anyone has any quick thoughts to add right over here or want to take time and look into it async?
sounds like it's going to be asynchronously.
Anyway,
And we
yeah,
should
please
just
go ahead.
delete. We should just delete from the EIP repo. I mean,
Yeah, so all the ERCs were marked as moved, and then we are not like counting it over there. So not marked as moved, was it? Why do we mention it as an unusual status? How did we deal with ERCs?
Yeah, they're all marked as moved,
Yeah, so we can
They're
do
not
that.
marked as moved.
aren't they?
They're just, no, they're just hyperlinked to the ERC's repo. I mean, it's not a status, like, they're like, this has been moved to.
Right.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
it's
that's what you're
better.
referring to, but it's not like a status for the heap.
My preference would be to treat this as very much as like ERC, the way we have treated ERC, and do not create any new and special status for this particular proposal, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so we do mark them as status moved. That might be me that did that, but
Okay, I didn't do that, so.
yeah, I had to add a little header to each one to get the bot to work again.
I see. I still feel like we should just delete it.
Yeah, I mean, deleting it would be fine too. I don't really care.
I remember hearing about like breaking of EIPS inside when this fork happened, like when we moved everything from EIP GitHub to ERC GitHub. Maybe because of this status moved, I do not have clear recollection of that. But if like right now we are in a stage when we have a copy of all of these proposals everywhere, unless we want to save the history, this can be deleted. However, we can definitely refer to older history by keeping it, but the status moved is not being reflected on like anywhere.
older
It is
history will always be in the Git repository, so that is not an issue.
okay. So just to clarify it for notes taker, are we deciding on deleting all ERCs which has been marked as moved and EIP which has been marked on move to the RIP repo?
I can try deleting everything and make sure it doesn't cause any problems, and if it doesn't, I'll open a PR.
Okay, perfect.
Deleting the ERCs?
Deleting everything with status moved and RIP or EIP 7212.
I mean, I don't know if we should delete everything with status moved, because there are a lot of like lingering hyperlinks to the GitHub
Oh, I
repo to
see.
ERCs. I mean, that to me is the reason why that link is there and why it wasn't deleted in the first place.
Okay, then in that case, for this PR, it is the resolution is this can be marked as moved.
I think we're just going to delete this one. Yeah, we'll delete this one and everything else stays as moved.
Okay, perfect. Moving on, the next one here is a call for input for merge update EIP 152. Just to provide some background here, there is a small update to a final proposal 152. It seems that author is not around to approve the pull request. However, this has been already approved by editors, as it seems like trivial change and people are generally fine. So I have created this call for input just today. Sorry for the delay here. But the idea is to collect consensus on, can this be a process? There are so many proposals for which authors are not around. Can we merge pull request if editors are on board with merging the PRs in case authors are not around? We can definitely define a timeline that we want to keep the PR open for, so everybody get to see that proposal, and if needed, create a call for input for even more eyes on it. Because I have just created it, I do not see many people have added their comment. I will definitely add, but any editor here on the call, if you have any thoughts on that.
So I'm against creating a general policy for this because I think that leads to like not potentials for abuse, but like it kind of limits us in how we can consider each proposal. So for this one, I'm okay merging it because it's like a very trivial, obvious change. But for other changes to final proposals, I might not feel so confident merging it without an author approval. So I don't think we should make a general policy, but I am in favor of merging this one proposal.
Sounds good. Yeah, we can definitely take it case by case, as it was mentioned earlier as well. We'll try to bring up here and call for input if needed. But for this one, people, please add your thoughts, and yeah, we will take it from there. That's all about item number 1. Moving on to the next item, it is discussions from the earlier meetings. There was a meet to discuss about working group update. I think, Sam, you would be the best person to maybe summarize that and say where we are on that.
Sure. So I think the current plan is to abandon a formal approach to working groups. So we will not be adding separate repositories for each working group. We won't be creating working group charters or anything like that. But some of the work I did will be used. I'm going to open a pull request to convert away from Jekyll and switch to a different rendering engine called Zola. And so that'll be a little bit different. And then we were also planning on introducing formal recognition for non-editors who have PR approval rights. Or permissions rather, and we would call them probably EIP reviewers. Yeah, so that's kind of the approach we're having that would let us delegate some powers and enable people to make informal working groups with their own reviewers if they want to. Yeah, so I think that's kind of the plan moving forward.
Thank you for summarizing that. I do not see Victor on the call. I think he was one of the person very much interested in learning more about what is the decision on that. I hope the summary of the call will be able to help him. And I don't know, maybe 4 editors can find out some people who can be good reviewers. Maybe we can reach out to individual teams to volunteer people. Similarly for ERC group, there is all ERC dev meeting happening. We can share this information in that meeting and try to have some volunteers to be added as reviewers. And I see there is a wallet dev meeting planned today. Maybe it can be mentioned over there to get some more reviewers for wallet proposals. I sincerely hope this will be helpful. Anyone has any other thought to add to it? Very well. The next item here is security consideration and security disclosure in EIPs. We discussed some of it in the past meeting, and Dexter has added a detailed comment about what does he want to say here, what is his proposal and things like that. So let me invite Dexter to share his thought and what do we want to get as a resolution from this particular meeting today. Hopefully to be there.
Yes, so basically on the previous meeting I was requested to provide some links, and here is my comment. No discussion followed my comment, so I'm here to bring it back again. And in general, I think that final means no change rule is simply wrong, because it doesn't allow us to disclose security considerations and problems in final EIPs. And this is the stage at which most of the problems will be discovered, because it is a normal life cycle of a software. most of the software has bug bounty programs for this. And I was proposing to make security considerations an exception from this rule and modify the EIP-1 to make a new rule that if there is some verifiable loss of funds which can be verified through the blockchain history, then this can be added to the security considerations. We don't want to focus on some small issues. Our goal is to inform the implementers about the most critical stuff that they need to worry about. And here is the proposal.
All right, I will open a formal call for input, and we will get our thoughts out on there, and we'll let you know in 30 days.
I think call for input will give this proposal even more visibility, and we should try to collect thoughts not only from editors but also from the community. I think when the link is available, we should share it on other social media as well if people would want to chime in and share their thoughts. Although the decision made on call for inputs are basically from editors, but that would be good to see what is a general recommendation coming up from the community and if we would want to bring up any changes in future.
So just to make sure I understand your suggestion correctly here, Dex, you wanted to make it so that you can modify everything, or you can modify only the security considerations section, only by appending to it, and only if there is a financial loss. Is that a reasonable summary?
Only
Okay.
security consideration, only append.
Okay, I'll make a formal request for that.
Okay, I remember the comment regarding the counterfactual contracts. Do I need to address it once again? Or we can just skip it?
It's fine. Like once we decide how to handle security considerations, we'll apply the same rule to 223 as ERC20.
Okay, I want to follow this discussion and provide some maybe comments. Where can it be shared and followed? Which social media?
Yeah, so it'll be in our EIP editors Discord channel probably, or here on this call.
Okay.
Perfect, thank you. Moving on to the next item, I have just added a total number of issues and PRs open. Numbers are reasonable, not blowing up absurdly. But yeah, we are in process of trying to decrease the number of open issues and pull requests. So we really appreciate any thoughts, feedbacks, and people who would want to add review comments that would help editors to maybe able to close this pull request or merge these sooner rather than later. On EIPS Insight, I'm just taking a quick look at the website, and it seems like we have received 3 new draft proposals on EIP GitHub repository, as well as we have received 5 new draft proposals on EIP GitHub repository and 3 new draft on the ERC side. We have 1 proposal in the last call section that is an interface proposal 5792 wallet call API, and the deadline is 24th July. So if people have any thoughts, comments with respect to wallet call API proposal, please make sure to add your comment on Fellowship of Ethereum Magician page, the discussion tool link page for this particular proposal, and it could be addressed by the authors. For details, the link is added here on the agenda. We did have EIP editing office hour. I have added the recording for meeting 40 and agenda for meeting 41. For people who aren't aware, EIP editing office hour is 1 hour dedicated for EIP editing, and you can come up with your open pull request number. If you have any questions, you did not understand the comment of reviewers or editors, or you don't know what to do next, I think this is the best place. Even if you are someone who is trying to make the first pull request to create the first EIP for the Ethereum ecosystem and you do not know the process, this is the place for you to come. So if you are the one or you know someone who is looking for any help or support in documentation of proposal, moving proposal from one status to another status, please let people know about EIP editing office hour. That happens every other Tuesday on 1400 UTC. And we always try to add agenda in advance so people can come and add their pull request. The next one is review action items from the earlier meetings. I think there was one open action item for call for input for EIP 152 that we have already created today. One last thing that we wanted to discuss was about the next meeting date and time. I think Matt has already dropped, but he was suggesting that we can decrease the frequency of EIPIP meeting. Right now, the cadence is once in 2 weeks. Do we want to keep it the same, or do we want to decrease it and make it once a month? I wonder what editors thinks about it.
I'm okay with once a month.
All right. In that case, yeah, please go ahead.
Yep, same here.
Perfect. In that case, we will try to create an agenda in advance, and that would be for July 31st, for August 21st. And we can keep it as a cadence just for people to easily remember. On third Wednesday of a month, we will have the EIPIP meeting at 1400 UTC. My bad. The agenda reflects 1730, but it will be 1400 UTC. Is it generally good with people? Okay, perfect. That brings us to the conclusion of items listed on the agenda. I wonder if anyone else has anything to share, add, or maybe propose for the next EIPIP meeting.
Just a side question. I've seen that you are publishing the records of these meetings on your YouTube channel, but this doesn't have a lot of reviews. Do you want to attract some attention? So I have some Telegram channels like with 57K members, and I have a Twitter account. I'm a founder of one of the Ethereum Classic teams. I can share something on Ethereum Classic Discord. Is it a good idea, or do you just want to keep it small and free from site participants?
I think it is always good to get the visibility. The reason we organize this public call is we want people to get engaged. Any support in creating awareness about EIPIP meeting or EIP editing office hour meeting will be highly appreciated. Feel free to share the link. And we will also try to start sharing this on Twitter and webcast so people know more about these kind of meetings happening.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Anyone else has anything to share, add, propose? Very well. Thank you everyone for joining us today, and I hope to see you all in the next call, which is scheduled for August 21st at 1400 UTC. Have a great rest of the day, everyone.
Thanks, Pooja. Take care.
Ciao.
Thank you, everyone.